what he was looking at. He was not happy about what he saw. But a lot of it was, I mean, he didn't say anything at first. He just said, well, we need to put you on plasmapheresis. And when he said Vince Jones urine, when he said that, I was like, oh, Lord, that's what I'm thinking. But you don't let them see that on your face kind of thing. And so he tells her, you know, what he's going to do. And he says her H&H was really low. He said, I don't want to give you a transfusion yet. Let me see what's going on. I'm going to call an oncologist. And that's when it clicked for her, was that this is bad. It was when he said he's calling an oncologist, because he was a nephrologist. And so then he said that he said it to her out loud, multiple myeloma. And so then she said, okay. So and she said, is he coming today? And he said, yes, he should be here today, because his office is right out there. Dr. Al Hassani is her hematologist. And so when he walked out of the room, she looked over at me and she said, it's really bad, isn't it? And I said, it's not the greatest. I said, but there's, you know, there's always advances. And stuff I don't know, I have to tell you, I have to go look it up. I'm like you, going out and Google. I don't know about treatments or new treatments for multiple myeloma, because that's not what I do. So I told her, I said, it's not the greatest thing, but you know, they're doing the steps that you should do to do this and that kind of thing. So the doctor came to see her. She started on dialysis. She started on plasmapheresis the next day, and probably when she was there for 4 days, they started her on dialysis. So she got a Shiley. She ended up doing dialysis for almost 2 years before she got a bone marrow, and was actually, she's been cancer-free now for 6 years. So the thing about it is, there's all kinds of things that are out there, because I thought multiple myeloma was that's it. I didn't know they treated with bone marrow until she got it. Even though we talk about it in class, it's just like, you know, do they really use it, or do they really do it? Because they don't talk about it a whole lot in the book. But in real life, that's what they're doing more and more for patients who have multiple myeloma to actually achieve cure in a patient. So she did chemo. She was nauseated a lot. That was a big thing for her. But what was weird is her and my mom were sick about the same time, because after my father died, it was right after, probably the next few months, both of them were sick together. And they got so skinny, I used to call them the crack twins. Because they were, I was like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't look right. It's because they had both got so small. I'm like, what do y'all do when y'all go to church together? Because she used to pick my mom up for church. And I said, I'm not exactly sure what y'all do when y'all leave here. So something is not right. But both of them are better now. But that was the thing, that they just both got really small. Her thing was when her fingernails grew back after she started chemo, her nails came in black. It was like somebody had taken, you know, the nail polish they have now that's black. That's how her fingernails look. And it was freaky, because you know. I was thinking, like, what's wrong with you? kind of thing. She never did any of those crazy sounds and stuff, but she was all right. But but I thought about it. I was like, that's not right, kind of thing. But she's better now, so that's the good thing. And like I said, she's been clean now for about 6 years. So she's reached her point where they would say that she has been cured. But of course, anytime now when she gets sick, she's on it. She never lets stuff kind of just go along, because one thing that she did was she said, I felt bad for a while, but I just let it go. You know, so the person who knows your body best is you. But sometimes we just kind of ignore things that we should make sure we get checked out. So even if, I mean, this is not something we normally find on annual screenings, but if they had saw changes in her CBC, that might have been something to lead you to figuring out what's wrong. If they saw changes in her creatinine level, let's look at why that's happening in the patient. So we want to be more astute to kind of those things doing as far as screening goes. Also, the screening parts will be things that you end up seeing on your NCLEX exam, because they will ask you some things about, you know, when do you screen people for different types of cancers. So you won't have to know it for this one, but you will have to know it for your NCLEX exam. Out of all the stuff, I couldn't hardly talk over the weekend, but I had to go I went to do a review course at a Spanish school. And then let me tell you, Spanish people get hot quick, okay? I was doing my little review thing. Everything was going fine. They come back they kiss each other when they come to class, and they're very social. But the one thing that was hilarious, it's not hilarious for the students, I'm sure, but they were upset because like you guys have all the resources and people try to tell you how to use them and all of this, and apparently they just got them all and just told them that they had to do all this stuff and had to do 50 hours worth. Kind of funny. So after I finished my first day talking with them, everything is great. Y'all doing all right? Asking questions? Yeah, we're fine. But honey, when the teacher came at the end of the day, they went off. It was just like, oh, I wanted to just walk out. And so finally I was like, I wish they hurry up so I can leave. Because you know it's kind of rude to leave while people are talking, but I mean it went to, I thought it would come to blows. Oh. Because that's how intense it sounds. Now of course y'all could not be saying something that bad, but that's how it sounds when y'all are hot, okay? It was something. So I was just like, I'm so glad to be back with my students today. Thank y'all.
You at Anna Mendez?
Yeah. They're not real happy right now. But a lot of it is that their board scores are abysmal. And that I don't know what they're gonna do. I told her, I said, if you need me to help you, I'll call me. I'll try to see what I can do to help you. But they're just, I mean, they have 3 different schools. I've been to all of them, but this is my first review in Tampa. But there's pass rate, one school is 19, another school is 20-something, and one school is 12. That is like, and they paid $35,000, $40,000 to go to school. So I feel sorry for them right now. All right. And I'm going to call her back today because I need to ask her a question about something. They're doing some type of fundraising, and I know they said I can't do this for extra credit, but I don't really care right now. Is for people that want to bring water or supplies that because they're taking up stuff to take to Puerto Rico. One of the instructors, the lady who is over the program now, is from Puerto Rico. But of course, I have everybody in my class. They were from all over the place, which was interesting. But they're doing a big thing where they're going to be a distribution center, I guess, to somebody that's going to be taking stuff down there. So once I find out, that may be one of the extra credit points for. They told me I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, this is special circumstance. But Puerto Rico is like, and this fool sent up there tweeting about sports figures when we got people who are American citizens who don't know where their next meal coming from. It's madness. But anyway, that's another day. All right, so I will send you out an email later today about where you're going to be for tomorrow. And nobody want to come in the morning to go to Rio. The next opportunity, I think, is October the 18th or something like that. Also a day when I have a doctor's appointment. But
is our instructor, is the evening instructor?
Yeah, she's gonna be there. How did it go this last week?
Great.
Did y'all go to the same place y'all went to? She might put y'all in Threesome where she works. Because she's the educator for ICU. So you have nice places to go to without those other people there. So they'll actually not be there tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and probably put some of y'all in ICU as well. You get a really good experience there, and actually I have 3 people on night shift that take students in ICU. I would have 4, but one of them went to cath lab, so you won't get. She's not there anymore. So if you have interest, let me know. You are the only people that get to say anything about what you're doing. So don't say it to anybody else.
Okay, so tomorrow, can I go to a place where I don't have to do a assessment too? I can do the
You still have to turn
thing. No, I had 2 in a row. Like, look.
y'all are hot butter.
This is it?
Yeah.
Can I use one of my questions from last week to do the first time because
Yeah, that's fine.
so I'll
It's
do the
however
first
you,
one?
however you want to do that kind of stuff is up to you.
Okay, so I'll do 2 for this past week because the first one I didn't have any information to really do much.
All right. Any other questions before? Yeah. I haven't decided yet. I'll send it to you.
I think you should leave it alone.
It'll depend because I'm leaving town Thursday after clinical. I got to go to Anna Mendez in Miami Lakes.
Can I go to the 3 things we did?
Oh, they have one in Miami too? I have a coworker that goes to the one in Tampa.
I've been to the one in, they moved because they were in Miramar, but now they're in Miami Lakes.
new one? Do you know?
Oh, I know that, I.
Not yet.
As long as they next week, I'll do it.
Can you work out that problem real quick, cause I'm still confused on how you got 7.45.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the sheet?
2.5.
Where's my sheet? Let me get it.
Here's one.
Are we gonna go? For the.
You got a lecture Monday.
What is tomorrow?
Monday, lecture, Tuesday lecture.
Still just one of
Yeah,
I know.
because we should, you guys will be caught up, but I still need to.
She's not even finished.
Oh, man.
I got that, that question. And I got that answer.
Is there a final meeting with that?
It would happen.
7, 4, 4, 5, something like that.
You well on your way.
The only thing that's not changing is the guessing.
Moving on up.
Oh, yeah, I went that meeting, that's fine.
And I didn't even look at that.
2.45.
I remember I got 24 and 10.8 in the other one.
You're ready to see though, right?
Oh, boy.
All right, now even though there's a lot of other words in the problem, this is the stuff that's important. You got the medication that the doctor ordered, the patient's weight, and then what the pharmacy sent you, okay?
Yeah.
So then when you're doing your math, you see it on A, B, and C at the number 1. Now the other thing is too, which is if you go,
Oh.
because you got to work out number 1 first.
Oh. I went straight to number 2.
That's what Lynn was just telling me, like,
Instructions.
she's like, you didn't come, whatever it's called.
I thought it was I thought it was like for these drugs it's this. Or,
Well, you got to figure out what you got to put on the lines though. At the top it says step 1, determine per ml concentration.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Step 2, choose the proper expression. Step 3, go to the appropriate section. Yes, that's like at the top.
So determine the first /MLP.
So it's a medication that's dosed in mics. So if you look at to get mics per ml, so that's 1C.
So amount of drugs 500 times.
Your conversion factor for
4.
250 is 4.
And that will equal to 2,000.
So 500 times 4.
2,000.
That's what I could get. I stepped over, so I was trying to put
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I see.
I never even used that fourth section.
And you got it right?
No.
I got 8.
What do you do?
That's why.
You just start throwing in numbers?
Then for the other one, it will be the same thing. I actually worked those out, so.
See, for the concentration, I thought I was just asking like 500 over 250, so I put 250 over 1.
Gotcha.
But I didn't use
Yeah, you have to,
I didn't use step 1.
yeah, you have to do step 1 first. For those other ones, so 5B people,
Yeah.
1C was 800 times 4. And then 2B was 5 times 88.63 times 60 divided by 3,200. Because once you get this stuff, all you do is go in and plug in it in the problem. And then for 5C people, it was 1B. And then it was 2 times 12 equals 24. Then for the last, it was
This is just for cardiac?
yeah, you can use it for other stuff too, but it's primary cardiac meds, all the vasoactive stuff.
We're gonna have more of these.
You gonna like them by then. I can put another one on there. Y'all go whatever.
Now that I know how to do it. Okay.
Do they put these on the NCLEX?
They always have some type of vasoactive med, yeah.
So
There's
are
at
you-
least one.
So they
Supposed to
give you the
memorize this?
formula or?
No, I just give this to you, but they tell you, because they're saying that you learn it by dimensional analysis, whatever, which I cannot do that. I try, but I just can't do it. I will tell you, one of the things to kind of, in your head to remember, because this is the most often one they do, dopamine is probably the one you give most often. And the usual dosage is this. They usually put 400 and 250. That's the usual vasoactive med that you see, mainly because dopamine is used to